Hey guys, and welcome back to Mesha's Corner. So today we're going to be making some baked pork chops with some maple gravy and a bacon apple hash. I know, sounds crazy as per usual, but let's get started. Alright, so we're going to make the rub for the pork in my little measuring cup here. I know it's ghetto. I have salt and pepper. That's what's down in there. To that I'm going to add some garlic powder. Some red pepper flakes. You want that heat because the gravy is kind of sweet, so you need some smoked paprika. You're also going to go down in here with, this is my McCormick bacon chipotle seasoning. I found this in the Kroger supermarket. I've actually seen it in all kinds of supermarkets, so just going to put it down in there. We're going right along with the bacon theme, the apple theme. You know, apples and pork goes great together, so that's what we're doing. You're going to toss this, mix it up however you chose to mix your spice blend. I have about 6 large pork chops over there. I'm just going to put it on there and let it marinate. So you're going to take your mix. I might not even need all of it, who knows, but I wanted to make sure I have enough. I'm just basically going to use the whole thing because there's pork chops all underneath there. I'm going to mix this up, allow it to marinate. You could do 4 hours to up to overnight. Then I'm going to show you guys the next step, which is the apple and bacon. Alright guys, you're going to cover this and you're going to put it into a 375-degree oven. What we're trying to accomplish is we want it to make its own juice, because the juice that comes from this pork, we're going to use it in our gravy, and it's going to make it nice and delicious. These onions are optional. I had them laying around in my fridge, so that's why I'm using them. Don't worry, your pork chops are going to have time to get a whole lot of color. So don't worry about that. It's going to work out. Make sure you cover this. 375, about 20 minutes. It should accumulate its own juice, and then we're going to move on to the gravy. Alright guys, so at this point my pork chops are cooked. However, I want some color on them, so I'm going to push them right underneath my broiler and get some color on my pork. Also, that's the residual juices back there. I put it in this pan because I want y'all to see the color of it and how much I got out of it. That's about a cup of liquid, a cup and a half, and by the time we add all the other ingredients, it's going to expand anyway. So I'm going to broil these to get some color on there. Now we're going to work on the gravy. Alright guys, so in my pot here I have 2 tablespoons of butter melting. To this you're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. You want to cook this out for 1 minute so you won't have like a raw flour taste in your gravy. So cook this out, mix it in really well. Alright, so now you're going to take your broth from your pork, pour it down in there, mix this up really good. Remember, don't add any salt or anything until you taste this once it comes back up to temperature, because remember, we seasoned the pork really well, and all these juices came directly from the pork. So you don't want to over salt or overly season your gravy. Alright, so once you get it back up to temperature, you're going to add your maple syrup. I'm going to add half at a time. That's what I'm going to do. And some chili flakes. In total, I have about a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, and I added half so I can taste it. And then if I want some more, I'm going to add some more. Again, remember, the pork chops were really seasoned and spicy. I did not need any salt for my gravy, so again, make sure you taste it because I needed literally no salt. This looks so good. And then we're going to top it off with the apples. So bring this back up to a simmer, make sure you taste it, and then we're going to move on. Alright guys, so now I'm going to put my apple down in here. I only left back maybe 1.5 tablespoons of the bacon fat. I got rid of basically most of it. Just going to mix this up. We're going to saute it on medium-high heat until it's like slightly golden brown around the edges. I'm not trying to cook these down as if I'm making apple pie. You still want them to have that slight crunch. Alright, so now my apples are nice and golden. A little too, further than what I wanted, but that's okay. You're going to add your bacon back down in there, and you're going to add some pepper. Obviously, no salt is needed here because of the bacon. And that's pretty much it. Like, it's done. So I'm going to plate it all up and let you guys see what it all looks like. Alright guys, so you're just going to take your gravy. I have my pork chops sitting right on my plate. Take it and how delicious does that look? Silky and shiny. You don't want to overkill it because, well, you can put as much gravy as you want on your stuff. Don't let me tell you how to eat. But yeah, I'm going to put the apples on top and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So then you're going to take your apples. You just want to sprinkle it right over top. Just like that. I'm surprised that went on in a decent manner because I'm only using one hand. So yeah. Alright guys, so this is what the pork chop looks like. I put the apples and bacon over the top. As you can see, the sauce is off to the side. The pork chop for sure will be juicy because we covered it and let it go slow. And yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and I'll see you guys next time on my next video. Bye guys.